All right, let's go. Good evening, good evening, good evening. You ready? All right, good evening and welcome back to day 6. Um, Day 6 of our 16 marriage principles from 16 years. We're doing a little bit of a principle series here for married couples and soon to be married couples. So as we're celebrating our 16 years of marriage, we're sharing one principle each and every day throughout the end of this month. And these are principles that have helped to shape our marriage relationship and have helped to grow us and keep us in unity. So we pray that tonight's conversation will be a blessing to you and will add some value to your life and be an encouragement, whether you are married, whether you are engaged, no matter where you are on your relationship journey. We hope that we are able to add something to you. So let's go ahead and jump right in with our principle.
Awesome.
Hey, drop a number in the comments if you think you know what principle number we're going to do. Drop a number in the comments. We have 80 principles, and we're only going through 16 this month, I believe 16. And we've already done several principles, 5 principles so far. So what principle number do you think will be tonight? Before we say it, drop it in the comment.
So all right. I'll say the principle and then see if they put it in there. Let's do that.
Okay.
So marriage principle, question mark. Unity is stronger than uniformity. Unity is stronger than uniformity. Tanisha and I came from different cultures, backgrounds, and expressions. Our differences did not weaken our relationship. Instead, they expanded our understanding and enriched our marriage.
Right. Absolutely. So marriage is not about becoming identical or becoming the same, even though we're wearing the same color shirt tonight, but disregard that. Sort of. I mean, like, yeah.
At least in the same family?
In the same family, right. So it's not about becoming identical or being the same people. It's about becoming united in marriage, to become one, right? So as we build our lives together in marriage, we've learned that our differences include differences in culture, differences in family traditions. We have differences in personalities. Boy, do we have differences in personalities. And we have differences in our experiences. And this is where our differences are actually gifts rather than obstacles.
Tonight, we celebrate the beauty of unity while reminding couples that God can use diversity to strengthen a marriage rather than divide it.
Great. So let's go with our first question. I'm going to ask this to you, babe. Let me look at you so I can see your facial expression here. Let me get comfortable. Y'all get comfortable. Sit back and get comfortable. So tell me one of the things that makes our story unique is our different culture backgrounds, right? So how has our different cultures and backgrounds enriched our marriage?
That's a really good question.
Thank you.
And my answer would be, how has it enriched our marriage? I think the fact that we came from different marriages allows us to know that
we came from different marriages,
meaning different families, allows us to learn from different aspects of raising or growing, or how can I say it? Growing, but the way that we grew up. So there were some things, lessons that you learned that you may not have learned, that I learned that you didn't learn, kind of thing. Coming from the culture, like from our culture where we come from, we normally have our parents, our grandfather, everybody stays in one house, or one big space kind of thing. So that was the culture in a sense where I came from. But in
And
America,
what culture did you come from? What is your
oh,
background?
from India, so it's a Hindu or a Gujarati culture, I guess you can call it. So, coming from that atmosphere and then coming here, it's a little bit different because here you have just a husband and wife, they have their own place. Hopefully, once they're settled, then their parents have their own place. So everybody has their own place. But yet, I love the fact that how we're able to have family outings and family reunions and things of that nature. So you get to enjoy your family versus in my culture, you're with them all 24, 365 all year long. So you never miss them because they're there all the time, like we say in India. But here you miss them a little bit because they're not so close. As I like to say, in California, you can get all 4 seasons from where we used to live. And then you go to a season, if you want to go skiing, you can go skiing. When you get tired, you can come back home. But if you're there in the skiing place, you ain't going nowhere. You're stuck in the one season. So we have variety. We have variety of options that we work with, and we get a chance to go visit, have Thanksgiving dinners and Christmas dinners and things like that. So that's something different. That's enriching.
All right. So I think it's enriched our marriage from the perspective of we've had beautiful experiences, like you said, outings and events with families. It really opened my eyes to a whole new, beautiful, um, both aesthetically and traditionally world. Whereas I'm no longer a one-track minded person. I don't think I ever really was, but it's enriched our marriage in a way where we can appreciate different cultures and backgrounds and just the beauty of it. It really allows us to have fun with just different things, not only dressing, but going to different events, cultural events. Uh, your background and culture has opened me up to the world of cricket. Is it cricket? Yep. And just the world of Indian food.
Mm-hmm.
And so that has really been beautiful. And just the traditions of how traditional Indian families have so many beautiful aspects of their culture. For example, the dowry. Tell us how that works a little bit.
Dowry. Okay. So in the Indian culture, normally when the son gets married to the young lady, the marriage is arranged. So the parents kind of look for prospects that are they believe that's good for the family, which I think is a great concept. Certain things I kind of disagree with. The concept is good to check out the family to see, how the family is, what their history is. Are they lawyers, doctors, or are they going in upward mobility and they're not just going dead end kind of thing? They're looking at the financial statuses and what they're doing and what they're trying to go. And if you guys come together, would that be a plus for both sides, or is it going to be? So the dowry is basically paying a groom's price. So that's why the Indian culture love sons, because sons stay with them, daughters go away, so they lose the dowry when their daughter is gone, at least prospectively. So dowry is like a price that you pay to get married to the man. So that's here in America, we don't do nothing like that. I'm pretty sure there's other things that they do, like when the bride takes care of this part of the wedding and the groom takes care of that part of the wedding. So in a sense, you're not really doing it, but in some sense, you are kind of bearing the cost of the part. So, but yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love good culture, traditions. It is absolutely beautiful. In fact, our wedding was so beautiful. We had my family there, which is a traditional Christian family, and my husband's family there. So we had a great mixture of individuals. And one of the traditions also is giving those cute little Indian envelopes.
Yes.
With money in it, folks. So when y'all go to weddings, take a little love offering with you in an envelope along with your gift. So that was a nice surprise to experience. All right. So what have you learned from from my perspective that you may not have learned otherwise. So what are some things you've learned from, okay, my culture and background may not be as colorful as yours, or traditional as yours. You know, I'm from the west side of Chicago, so it's a little bit different. But what are some things that you've learned that you may not have otherwise learned if we had not come together? From my background, my traditions, culture, all of that kind of stuff.
I love the culture part of your side of the family. When we got married, or we were getting ready to get married, how all of your family came to support, or to basically check out, to vet, as you like to use the word, to vet the person, to make sure that he is who he says he is, and he's got a track record, and he's not just some fly by, Johnny come lately, or just Papa was a Rolling Stone kind of person. So I love that part of it. That I love that perspective where it's the family versus the mother and father on my side that kind of vets the person.
Love it. So let me just tell the truth around here on these streets. So my family did not technically vet my husband. It was more of a threat.
Yeah.
It was a show of presence. My brother, cousins, and all the male cousins and all of that, they were just showing presence. But we had such an amazing time. And we actually are going to talk about a little bit more of that accountability with your community, your family, and all of that. But yeah, that was pretty amazing. We actually went on a couple trips.
Yeah.
I think we went to Louisville, Kentucky. We went to Chicago. Did we end up in Milwaukee?
I think so.
I think we ended up in Milwaukee. We did a whole pre-marriage tour where we met both our families. I met his families. He met all of my families, including my spiritual families in different cities. And, it was just a beautiful experience. So excellent.
Okay. How have our differences made us stronger instead of pulling us apart?
Our differences have made us stronger, really by, it actually has helped us to mature, just the differences in our lives, how we were raised. But I do want to say this, we've had also a lot of similarities.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot of similarities in how we were brought up. Some of the same shows that I watched as a child, my husband also watched some of the same cartoons. And so there were some similarities there. But the ways that we were different has made us mature in understanding that there's a whole world out there that we were not aware of. And so coming together, that has really allowed us to be stronger in understanding, even in our conversations, our communications, our disagreements, to realize everything is not going to be identical. Everything is not going to be the same. And that's a good thing, right? So that's how I feel it's made us stronger. Just being able to, they say that when you travel, when you go out, when you go abroad and different things like that, your horizons are widened. So I believe it helped me in that way anyway.
Yeah. And then why is it important to celebrate differences instead of trying to change one another?
Ooh-wee. So ladies, take a note of this when you first get married and you realize there's some things that maybe you learn later on about your spouse that you feel like you need to make some adjustments for them. No, you don't. No, baby. That's not how this works. We're not getting married to change one another. We're getting married to celebrate each other's differences and enhance or help the other person to become better. So it's really important to celebrate the areas that are different, because iron sharpens iron. And there are some things that are different about my spouse that helps me to grow and to mature. For example, I'm the type of person, I don't like to use the word intense because I'm not really intense, but I can be very right now, get it done, very structured, very results oriented type of person. And my husband is just laid back, low key, Hakuna Matata type of personality. And I need to be able to celebrate that and not get upset that he may not move at the speed of light like I want to or like I think I do. But what it helps to do is it helps to slow me down. It helps to bring a balance in our marriage, because what happens is if I stay at a high level, go, 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 go all the time, I wear myself out, I wear my husband out. And so I need to celebrate his quiet nature, his laid back, his steady, his consistent. All of those things helps to sharpen me in the areas where I'm weak. Typically, he is stronger, right, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So I had to learn how to, and still learning how to celebrate what is different about my husband, because it helps me to become more balanced. So here's one, babe. How can couples embrace differences while protecting their unity? How can couples embrace differences? Now, this is for you couples that are like you're engaged already, or maybe you're married and you're in your first few years of marriage. This is really good for you. But how can they embrace those differences?
I'm gonna put it this way. I was talking to my coworker, and she does uh, her wife does cooking, so she has her grandma's flavor. She has her recipes and all that stuff. And we were just conversating. She said something about opening up a restaurant and these different things. And I'm like, that's great that you would open up the restaurant, but my thing is, uh, when you're eating food, if you eat the same food for too long, your palate loses flavor, right? So if you're doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to lose the flavor of it. You're going to try something different. You may come back to the other part. So with the fact that you differences is that you allow the variety of life to be able to help us, so we can grow and mature, and still maintain the unity. We still have to eat, so we can't get away from
Yeah.
not eating.
Yeah.
But having variety of flavors of food rather than just eating one thing, as much as possible. It's life allows us, they say. The difference of different flavors of different spices helps us to be able to be united together, because we're just like our body, the right and left arm each has its own function. So we're united in the mind of what we want to do, but we may just have a different approach on how we do it. One may be using a hammer, which is a metal hammer, using it to nail the nail down, or you can use a soft hammer, which is a mallet. It's two differences, but it's serving the same purpose of the
Same
unity.
purpose. Yeah.
So with being in marriage, there are some people that you can that will be able that will allow you to approach them, but they won't let me approach them.
Yeah.
Right. So, and there are some people that will allow me to approach them, but they won't let you approach them. So you're using the differences, but we're both united. It's like, we both want to serve God and to do what He wants us to do. So we take the options and say, as a unity, which arm works better, the right or the left? That'll help to be able to accomplish what we're trying to do. So it's not only it's about winning, but it's also about teamwork, because when you win, I win. So the differences help to unify. The unity is the purpose, what we're shooting for, what we're trying to do. So,
Why are we shooting for unity? Because where there's unity, there is, drop it in the chat, strength, right? So where there's unity, there is strength. I'm talking like I'm just somebody really. Anyway, where there's unity, there is strength. And I'm gonna tell you, wives, when we first got married, and I'll even say all the way through the middle, several years into the marriage, I used to get really frustrated because my husband was different in personalities, temperaments, and I didn't realize that I was trying to make him be more like me, which when I think about it, it's really weird because seriously. But I was, because I like things done a certain way, and for some reason I thought it had to be done my way, when really that's not the case. And so I was kind of stifling him or not allowing him to be himself, and didn't even realize it. And now, and we had a hard time like working together, doing things together, especially in ministry. There were times where we would do okay, but then there were times where, you know, it was rough. But over the last several years, I'll say, I won't say how many years, but over the last several years, I've really learned to allow him to do certain things his way, and allow him the space and freedom to, do things the way that he wants them done. And we, over the years, we work better and better together. Now, y'all would never know the challenges that we've had in working together. And even now, sometimes every now and then a challenge, but we have truly learned how to work as a team. Cam knows I got his back. Like nobody's gonna have his back. Like Tanisha, JL Patel is gonna have his back, and vice versa. And we understand it about each other. When we go, we are a team. We are unified. We are together. We are in agreement. Even when we're not in agreement, we're agreeing to disagree. And we are not the same, but we are unified. So we are not in uniformity, because uniformity is what? It's sameness. And at the brink of uniformity, it really is marked by lack of diversity, right? And even scripturally, God gave us a diversity of what? Gifts,
Yep.
right? So he is a gift in my life, and I am a gift in his life. So we're unified, but we are also diverse. There's different opinions, different perspectives, different skill sets, and all of that needs to be celebrated because it makes the salad better.
Favorite variety.
Different lettuce, different vegetables. It gives the variety gives whatever's in the bowl the variety. So I cannot be upset that he's a certain way or thinks a certain way, because it complements me and vice versa. All right, so let's not beat that dead horse. So
Man, we're running out of time.
we're running out of time. Oh boy. Okay. So we want to encourage couples to celebrate your differences and use them to your advantage.
Yes.
Use your differences to your advantage, right? Okay. So, and this is why God brings two unique people together instead of two identical people, right?
Mhm.
That would be so weird if we were exactly the same. Like everything about us was identical. That not only would it be weird, but it would be like no fun. Really, it's no fun. And nothing interesting would be going on. So thank God he brings people together that are different, right? Now let's do this. I want you to, couples out there, engaged, married, dating, whatever you are, uh, what's one difference between you and your significant other that has become one of your greatest strengths? What is a difference between you and your significant other that has become one of your greatest strengths? All right. And that's something that you can discuss with your spouse or with the person that you're in relationship with and dating, right? Here's another one. What unique qualities does your spouse or someone you love, let's focus on the spouse or your significant other, um, to a relationship that you genuinely appreciate? What is one quality that your spouse or significant other has, that you genuinely appreciate? Ask that question and then discuss it with your significant other, right? So bring those heated conversations and those conflicts and those disagreements down, and let's throw in some creativity and some celebration of the differences of our spouses by using these two questions, right? All right, babe, you want to give you a challenge?
Yes. So this week, intentionally celebrate one difference in your spouse instead of trying to change it. Tell them specifically how that unique quality has made your relationship stronger. Now, I wanted to go back to the topic when we were talking about what encouragement would you give couples who sometimes feel frustrated by their differences. Now, this illustration just popped in my head,
Uh-oh.
so I'll make it quick.
Okay.
Keep me on time.
Okay.
I'm trying to clock it, but I may not. So there's this man carrying on a pole two water shits or water plants or whatever. buckets, if you want to say that way,
Okay.
clay jars, and he's walking from the well where he puts the water in the jar, and then he goes to his house. So on the way to the path, on both sides of the yard, the jars are broken or cracked. So the water spills out, or not spills out, but leaks out. Every day he goes through this process, and the jars are, kind of like complaining or saying like, why don't you fix what's wrong with me? Like, why do I have to keep leaking water? Why can't I hold water? Why can't I hold water? And so after a while, the person that was carrying the water jars came and said, look around you on the path that we're walking. See these beautiful plants and these flowers and these, a garden that's growing on this pathway. It's because you're broken. Because you're watering as you are going to put the water where it needs to go. And so the differences is those cracks are differences, but allow God to use those differences in both of you to water plants or to grass or whatever greenery things on the path that he has for you to be going into. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Differences, but yet unique in your differences.
Boy, my husband is gonna find him an illustration somewhere. Man, where you get that illustration from?
I'll be studying. But
that's nice.
Yeah.
I like that. So the cracks in the clay jars were the differences.
The water. Yes. So our differences, we each have different cracks in a sense, if you want to put it that way. But God has put water in the jars, and the water is leaking out slowly but surely. But because God doesn't fix it, it's because he allows those cracks to be able to water things that you never seen through your brokenness. Ooh, that I feel a message coming. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Lord.
But anyway,
that's good, babe. I like that. Yeah.
That's the Lord. That's the Lord. He dropped it.
All right.
So
all right.
That's what I said as an encouragement to anyone that either looking forward to get married or gonna get married. Just find the right jar. Find the right jar, clay jar.
Find the right jar, and I like that because we may look at our spouse or our significant other and we may look at the differences as cracks.
Yes.
But just because it looks like a crack doesn't mean that it's a crack.
But it's a blessing that comes out of those cracks.
Right.
Whatever that may be.
Whatever that may be. Okay. All right.
The uniqueness.
You're going to go in deeper on that. All right.
Okay.
So now we've given out our challenge. That's our time, guys.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us for day 6 of our 16 marriage principles from 16 years. We do hope that tonight's conversation has been an encouragement to you, that you can take something away, even if it's nothing but a laugh.
Or cracked jars.
Or a cracked clay jar.
Yes. Jars of clay.
Okay. Yes. We hope that you were able to take something away, and we want you to join us tomorrow as we continue sharing yet another principle to help shape your marriage and what has helped shape our marriage over the past, guys, 16 years. Seriously, come on now. So thank you again, and we hope to see you on tomorrow around the same time. God bless.